What would you do for a wish? What would you be able to leave behind? Would you pay with your life for your wish? What about the life of others? That is the question all the participants of the Twisted Metal tournament ask themselves. Also, giggle and laugh loudly when you finally get that guy who was chasing you. Take that! Take that! I'll pick up what's left of you in a soup can! This is the Twisted Metal contest. A demolition derby taken to its next logical step. Putting machine guns and rocket launchers onto the vehicles to blow up everyone and everything. This is the American way. But this is not only for funsies. Well, mostly it's not for funsies. The real reason is so the winner can make a wish. It can be anything. Travel back in time to fix a mistake. Have all the money in the world. See a loved one return. Be the most desired man in the world. Or a new car! Just be on the lookout because everyone is willing to do anything to get this wish as well. And on the center of it all, there is a clown with a flaming scalp. He goes by many names. Well, most names are just curse words directed at him. He rolls with his iconic truck, one with a laugh that doesn't stop, it hits you. It might be the last thing you ever hear. Needles Kane and his mighty Sweeth Tooth. As the new Twisted Metal series is on the horizon, my bun is looking as chubby and as evil as ever. I started to watch Twisted Metal lore videos and some gameplay. Happy that the community wants active once again. If only that happened for others! But then an idea came to my head. What if all the games are connected? What if the continuity is the same on all the games? Not a far-fetched idea. I mean, most people can trace a storyline similar to The Legend of Zelda. Two timelines, when one finishes in Twisted Metal 2012 and another one finishes in Twisted Metal 4. So, of course, this is mostly speculation, and David Jaffe, creator of the game, has gone on record and said that the games are not interlaced with one another. So we're going to take the more edgy timeline, and on the edgiest order: Twisted Metal 1, Twisted Metal 2, Twisted Metal Head-On, Twisted Metal Black, and finally Twisted Metal 2012. So what if we can not only connect all the games, but also make a story where the only returning competitor, Sweeth Tooth, has taken over the contest and lets his deranged family run it for years? Odd, but hear me out. If you disagree or you have your own, please share them on the comments below. In the beginning of it all was a man named William Sparks, but you know him by a different name. Calipso, the organizer of the Twisted Metal tournament. Once a man with a very troubled past. He finally ended his own life by driving into a wall. But instead of finding the peace he was looking for, he found himself being chased through hell by a creature named Minion. No, not those, this one. Forced into a dreadful competition, Calipso must drive as fast as he can while Minion shoots at him. What he didn't expect was Calipso's years of experience on the demolition derby to help him out. He outmaneuvers the creature and sends him plummeting to the depths of Hades. There he meets the leader, one who calls himself Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash has the souls of all the humans who can make it into heaven. But he wants the souls of the good drivers. In fact, Calipso might be the first fine specimen he has seen in a while. He gives him a vial with red drink on it and makes him an offer. He will host a tournament where the best combat drivers will compete. The ones who lose will end up in his realm to entertain him for all eternity. And so he was reborn. Calipso came back to the world of the living looking a little worse for wear. His body scarred, his hair burned, but he was now powerful, and he got to work. For the next 10 years he runs a bloody tournament, slowly becoming a well-known presence. During the last 10 years, on Christmas Eve, the city of Angel burns. So now the stage has been set. Let us introduce our other two main players. First, Needles Kane, the clown with an ice cream truck and pension from destruction. His insanity and bloodlust seem to know no bounds, no reason. Why is he doing all this? No one knows. Until one day he enters Twisted Metal because he has one wish. One wish that makes it all worth it. One wish that makes all the risk worth it. After all the trials and tribulations, he wins and reclaims what he wants most in the world. Yep, a lunch bag. His best friend, Crazy Harold, the lunch bag. All he wanted was his friend back. But then he starts shooting the place until he's stopped by a woman who he kidnapped for no real reason. Next year, another Kane wins Twisted Metal. His name is Charlie Kane. He's a taxi driver. But he used to be more. He used to be a race car driver. All he wants was the chance to drive again, to feel his glory days back. He wasn't planning on winning. And he wasn't planning on surviving at all. When Calipso hears this and realizes he is the father of the deranged clown who won last year, he makes him an offer. He will drive forever, looking for competitors for the tournament. And he gives Charlie a familiar-looking serum, the same that Mr. Ash gave him so many years ago. I think this is the same serum, or immortality juice, because it has the same effect for both Calipso and Charlie. When they first look at it, they are scared of it, their own body afraid to take it. After taking it, they start coughing violently, and once they take it, they are made an offer they cannot reject. When they rise up, they are not the same person any longer, and a mad look is drawn upon their faces. With the help of Charlie, Calipso gets even better competitors year after year, fulfilling the end of his bargain with Mr. Ash. But this gets out of hand really fast, and the city of angels is turned into ruins. Also, he has now become officially a Tumblr sexy man. His skin is still somewhat burned, but his features are all clear and he's now rocking that suit. But a question remains. Where will the contest take place now? Of course, the world! As Calipso says, there will be no safe zones this year. After the first formal introduction to the others, your job will be to be the last one standing. I like to think that before there was like safe zones, like in the Dead Race movie, where the survivors and the competitors will just hang out and taunt each other. But now, no. It's like a rat race or Street Fighter. Everywhere can be the next combat zone. So he tells everyone when the next contest is going to take place. It can be anywhere. The Amazon jungles, Egypt, Antarctica, no matter where it's going to take place. You can kill everyone before getting there, or just enjoy yourself on the arena. This time the whole world is the arena. It's on one of these contests that Sweeth Tooth loses his life and it's killed. Charlie is enraged and makes his own vehicle to take out the winner. It's called Dark Tooth. An insanely tough vehicle that is capable of taking anyone out instantly. But good old Charlie doesn't make it, and psych! Surprise! He has a second form! A floating clown head that chases the driver. If they hope to win, they better take this thing fast. Charlie dies because, well, Charlie loses and we don't see him again. But we still see Sweeth Tooth. And he looks completely different. And I think I know why. You see, during the events of Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal Head-On, there is another character called Marcus Kane. Marcus is a poor homeless man with an ability to drive a combat car vehicle very well. And when he's first presented to us, the players, he knows what we are. He knows this is a video game. He knows he's a game character. All he wishes for is for this nightmare to end, for him to finally wake up in the real world. However, it's not that easy, because another thing is revealed to us on Head-On. The direct sequel. He has another face. Another person appears on his own reflection. Another most dangerous person. Marcus Kane is Sweeth Tooth. He has a split personality. One is Marcus, who lives on his car and knows the truth about the world. And another one is Sweeth Tooth, a murderous clown who is basically the face of the franchise. It makes sense. he's not the same Sweeth Tooth. This Sweeth Tooth acts different. He still has those horrible killing impulses, but he can speak slow and calmly, and he talks really calmly to Calipso. So what's going on? Where is the lunatic who will kill anyone for a lunch bag? And when Marcus turns into Sweeth Tooth, his body becomes much larger. Extra thick! I think I know why. Marcus Kane is Sweeth Tooth, but both of them are Charlie Kane, taking the truck and the name from his son and taking out competitors. Sounds crazy, right? But crazy is a requirement for Twisted Metal. So I am crazy like a fox. Hear me out. The only two persons who are well aware that this whole thing is just a video game are Marcus and Calipso. After you complete the story with each character, Calipso turns to the camera and says, "I am Calipso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal." So at what point he either told Charlie, or one of the side effects of the drink was Charlie knowing that they are in a video game. I think when Charlie finished the serum, he gained some powers for himself, since he was able to turn into the flaming head of Darktooth after he was defeated. He does this out of rage and spite. He might be a murderous clown, but he was also his baby boy. So in anger, he could have manifested powers he didn't even know he had, and lost it. As grief and helplessness took over Charlie, his mind broke. He no longer wanted to be himself. The person who guided so many to the slaughterhouse. The man who not only failed to protect his son, but failed to avenge him as well. So two personalities appeared. One of a man who wanted none of this anymore, who wanted to wake up, but he couldn't because the other personality wanted more of the Twisted Metal tournament. The other personality was Needles, his son. Rather, an idolized version of his son. He's a perfect killing machine. He no longer acts silly. Also remember that when Calipso first took the serum for Mr. Ash, it didn't cure his insanity. He remained the same. If anything, it got worse. For instance, he still talks to a doll thinking his sister is inside of it. So why would it be better for old Charlie Kane? Then there's the fact that for Twisted Metal Head-On, the boss character for that tooth, and then its second form Tower Tooth, it's none other than Needles and Marcus Kane driving the vehicle at the same time. Calipso was well aware of this. He summons Darktooth and Tower Tooth, keeping the both of them as guard dogs to make sure even the winner will die and be sent down as payment to Mr. Ash. And according to the cutscenes, this happens for many years. He wins, he makes a wish, he kills everyone, and Calipso is still at the top. But he's tired of serving as the young yard dog of this operation. Calipso is looking older, his hairline receding and grey. I like to think this is a consequence of his little airtrip courtesy of Mortimer on Twisted Metal 2. Needles can't really get close enough for him to kill him outright. So Sweeth Tooth gets an idea. He makes a wish. I wish that you become me and I become you. Both Immortal Fiend's bodies are switched up. Now the clown is running the show, and his first order is to have Calipso trapped on his old body, shot. From this point on, it's shown that the man now has a black eye, similar to Sweeth Tooth's mask. So now the tournaments are run by Sweeth Tooth, but he knows where to look for participants. The Blackwell Asylum. When he gives the wishes, he is no longer surrounded by beautiful women. He is now on a throne of crash cars, giving the prizes like he promised, like he used to. Like when Charlie saw him on Twisted Metal 1, he used to give wishes, no strings attached. It wasn't even until Twisted Metal 2 that he started to go out of his way to twist the competitor's word, but Charlie never saw that. On Charlie's head, this is the way it should be. Get the more deranged and insane minds to compete against each other on the tournament. But As we all know, Charlie is not well in the head. His perception of the world twists everything. He makes everything darker. He can shape the world. He makes everything black. The world loses its colors. If you play Twisted Metal Black long enough, you unlock Minion. He cannot talk. He doesn't have a wish. And you can only communicate with him on the loading screen with numbers. If deciphered, it's revealed that it's not Minion from the other games. This is Marcus Kane. Marcus is trapped inside of Sweeth Tooth's head. Everyone is. I think this is confirmation, since Sweeth Tooth is Calipso, he has made the world how he sees it, because as he says, he misses the colors. He knows this is a game. He wants to go back to the old world. With so many powers, an unstable mind to control them, he has made his 3 personalities into 3 different people, meaning he has given all his personalities a different body. First we have Charlie, now he acts as Calipso. Second we have Marcus, he acts as Minion. And third we have Sweeth Tooth, that is just being himself. I think Mr. Ash knows this and just goes with it. He finds it interesting, since all of the canonical winners of the Twisted Metal tournament are the ones who wish for revenge, and Calipso looks for people that wish for revenge. And now Charlie, or rather now Calipso, is actively looking for people that wish for revenge. All competitors want to see someone else die. Well, except for one. Needles had a brother. One that didn't want anything to do with his family. One that became a single father. He is happy with his son. He drives a taxi. His son is very smart with machines. His son is very smart while working with machines, tinkering away. He doesn't understand ethics or how the world works. So when his father dies, he knows what to do. He creates a machine to control his father with a remote control. But that is not his father. It's only a corpse. And when he wins the Twisted Metal tournament, he is going to wish his father back to life. In the meantime, Calipso is not doing so good either. He knows his time is up. Whenever he wakes up from this nightmare, or one of the competitors gets to him, or Sweeth Tooth finally gets to him, he knows this won't be forever. He needs an heir, and he sees it on a lost family member. Another plan is formed on his head. His promise to him is, when he wins the tournament, Calipso will make it all better. During the tournament, the nameless Kane child eliminates all the competition, including Needles Kane. And so Calipso makes good on his word. He will make everything better. He crushes the remote and takes the last son of the Kanes and his prodigy, so he may one day replace him. When Charlie passes away, the world will return to its colors. But this time, the tournament is a rumor, an urban legend. It's all more organized. There are arenas, there are challenges, there are not as many supernatural elements like spirits or ghosts around. The world feels a bit more real. I think this is because our nameless child has become Calipso, and as such, he has given the world his own spin. This new Calipso likes to collect trinkets from the past of Twisted Metal, and we see several of the winners from the past tournaments in plain display. Most of them are from Twisted Metal Black. There are others that are related to his family history. He also knows that this is a game, since he has the boxes of Twisted Metal and the Source of Kratos on his office. And of course, he still likes to work on projects like, for instance, the Black Rose Stadium. He admits it himself. He's never done with the place. He always likes to tinker, always make it better. He is more organized. He keeps the tournament a secret, and all of those who might pose a threat to him are trapped on a dimension of his own making. And Marcus, free from his dark filter, is free to have his own family. A big, happy family that loves him. He works as an ice cream man for a while, forgetting about the nightmares and living a happy life. For a while. The voice of who he used to be crawls, clawing at his head, screaming, demanding for his face back. One day, he gives in. He carves his new persona and mask, and a new rampage begins. Beginning with the ones who kept him as a family man. But of course, he missed one. Well, he missed two. One is the daughter that he's chasing all throughout the game, and his one wish is for him to finally find her and kill her. And the other one is a child that we don't know if he left alone in purpose. I honestly think that he forgot about him. And so our good man Needles, Kane, wins the tournament. And Calipso is so happy to give his family what he really wants. Why not? He has won the tournament. Calipso teleported him to the grave. The grave of the woman he was chasing because she was already dead. And so we reach the end of this theory. A little complicated? Sure. Convoluted? Very convoluted. And what do you guys think? Does it make sense? Or will I be sent to the asylum for thinking this? Maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon, my dear cryptids. This is Baku Haku, signing off. Bye bye!